Hello dear students, welcome back to this channel. Now only 40 days or 45 days are remaining to your examination. This is an extremely crucial time. You should be doing your last revision. So we are going to be discussing 10 points that you have to keep in mind while you are doing your final revision, mocks, etc. So make sure you watch it till the end. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do subscribe. I am Yogita Harjani. I am a CA, CS and an All India ranker, and let's start off. So number one point, you will have to plan your days. See, you have to count from the day you're watching this video, how many days are remaining for your examination. When your exam starts, 5 days or maybe 4 days in the last, you have to keep for your first exam preparation. Rest of the days, you will have to do your revision. You have to in detail plan that how many days you are going to give to which all subjects. Now let's say you are giving one group and you still have one subject for which you have not even studied the first time. Okay, so you have to maybe keep 7 days for that, and then rest of the time that is remaining, let's say 30 days or 40 days are remaining, then that time you will have to divide in 4 subjects. So that means approximately 7-8 days per subject you will get to revise the subject, right? So you will have to do that calculation for yourself. You will have to write how many days are available for which all subjects. You have to make that sheet and stick it in front of you. Make sure that of course you have to revise it, but also with revision you do some exam paper practice. So on the institute's portal, you have got some suggested answers. You have got revision test papers. Please use them. They're very, very helpful. They give you an insight on the type of questions that will come and the answers that are expected. Okay. So see them, see the paper pattern. Make sure at least 3 to 4 suggested answers you're doing and 3 to 4 RTPs you are doing. Okay. And when you do those exam papers, you will have to properly analyze how many marks is this chapter coming from? How many marks is this chapter coming from? Then first question has 4 parts or 5 parts. Now these 5 parts are coming from these chapters. Second question is coming from this chapter and that chapter. You will also have to analyze which question has which chapter being covered. This will help you understand what options are available when you are going to be solving the paper. This will help you understand and make better choices in examination. If you already know that your chapter 7 is very strong, chapter 8 is very strong, and you know that chapter is going to come in maybe question 4, question 3, then directly as you start the paper, you can directly hop on to question 3 or question 4 and finish them off faster. Next extremely crucial point, do not change your study material. Have one book from which you have studied the first time, use the same exact book again, revise from the same exact book. Maybe in the market, there are some really nice, crisp summary notes available. Will you leave your first book and go to those summary notes? No, please don't do that. Please don't do that. You will regret it. Reason is, the first time you read from a particular book, subconscious mind registers the font and the placement of the text. If you read the same book again, it might take you some time, but your memory is going to get sharper. You will remember those concepts. In the exam, you will remember exactly it was written on this page there at the bottom. Versus if you just jump to new set of notes, then even though those notes are very summarized and crisp and nicely presented, your mind will get confused. It will take you longer time to complete these notes, even though they are summarized, even though the same concepts are covered. Also in your mind, you will be confused of this image and this image, of the old book and the new book. So for your improved retention, please stick to one book. Please stick to one book. Next thing is, do not take any new lectures. Now around this time, there is this amazing fast track lecture trend that is going on. But unless you really desperately need a fast track lecture, maybe you are really bad at a subject, you need conceptual clarity, and the last time you took the classes was maybe 2 years ago, then okay, take those fast track lectures, but plan it. Okay, plan whether you can complete those lectures plus the revision, plus the exam papers, plus the mocks. Can you complete it? If you can, then go for these lectures. But if you think you cannot completely plan it, or maybe you have taken lectures just now, you don't exactly need these lectures, please don't take these lectures. Please don't. I have seen so many students who take 80 or 100-hour lectures in the last 1 or 2 months. Then they go on to completing these lectures and then they miss out on other subjects or the revision, and then of course the result goes bad, and then they're like, I tried to do everything. Actually no, your planning was completely messed up. You have to plan to prioritize studying, self-studying. Self-study should always be your priority, not the lectures, not the revision lectures. Okay, so going on to the next point, how should you deal with revision lectures? Now you're going to see a lot of marathon lectures coming up around this time. How do you tackle these marathon lectures? Should you be watching them? So see, marathon lectures are approximately of 16 hours. So there's no harm in watching them. But the problem comes when these marathon lectures become your only source of study. When you have not studied the syllabus and you think that just by listening to marathon lectures, you will be able to prepare for the exam. Now that's the mistake. Please avoid this. Just listening to marathon lectures and maybe solving a few questions will not help. What you need to do is maybe listen to marathon lectures, no problem. Then go through the text. Read every single line of the text, please. Don't depend on just your teacher who's going to give you those lectures. Read the text yourself. Improve your vocabulary. Improve your English. Then practice all the questions by yourself. That's when you will be properly preparing. And then after that, do another one revision by yourself without the revision lectures, just by yourself, reading the concepts and then doing the active recall technique. Okay, so read the concepts, say it in your own words. Read the concepts, say it in your own words. So that's how you're going to prepare for that subject, not just by watching revision lectures. Revision lecture is not the substitute for your hard work. Okay, people are sitting there doing self-study for hours and hours. They're doing 2-3 readings. That's when they're passing, not just by watching revision lectures. These revision lectures have got 20,000, 30,000, 1 lakh views. Do you think all those 1 lakh people are passing? So let's be realistic, okay? So moving on to the next important point, which is in this last 40-day period, please use the active recall technique when you are studying theoretical subjects. So for law, for taxation, for audit, for EISSM, etc., when you read the concept, say it in your own words, every single point that is covered in the provision. So read the provision, say it in your own words. Read the provision, say it in your own words, without looking at the concepts. This is going to help you retain more. This will help you reproduce it nicely in the exam. Next point, you'll have to plan for the last 1.5 days. Okay, now in that 1.5 days, it's extremely crucial that you complete the full syllabus. You just brush through every single concept so that in the exam, you know those concepts and you can write something useful. Okay, for that you have to complete the revision. Now, how are you going to complete the revision? You have to plan it. Okay, so right now when you will be doing your final reading, in every topic, mark certain important questions you will see. In RTPs, in amendments, mark the things that you will be seeing again. For theoretical subjects, you have to read every single provision again. But we can't read the whole big fat 400 pages book. So you'll have to underline the key parts. Like what are the deadlines, what are the resolutions, what are the concepts, the keywords. For every concept, just underline those gist points, okay? And that is what we are going to be studying 1 day before examination, okay? Now in that 1 day before examination, you will get approximately 20 hours. So that means if your subject has got 15-16 chapters, then each chapter gets only 30 minutes to 1 hour. So are you capable enough to revise one full chapter in half an hour to 1 hour? You'll have to do that planning now itself. Next thing, how many hours should you be studying right now? So it's last 40-45 days remaining. Right now, I personally think you should be studying at least like 10 hours a day. So the whole day should basically be going just in studying. You get up whatever time it is. You don't necessarily have to get up at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. You can get up at 8 o'clock, up to you. Whenever you get up, you freshen up, you study. Then you have breakfast, then you study. Then you take a shower, then you study. Then you have lunch, then you study. The whole day has to revolve only around studying. Studying has to be your topmost priority, and everything else in your life should take a backseat. No distractions, no social media at all. Just doing the absolute basics like walking around, doing a little bit of workout, eating food, freshening up, and sleep. That's it. You should not have any social connections at this point, because social connections means input of opinions, input of information, discussions. We don't have that much energy. If you're honestly spending 10 to 12 hours studying in a day, you won't have any energy left to even talk to anybody, to listen to anybody's opinions. And honestly, you should not care about anybody's opinions at this point. You should entirely be focused on your plan and your study. At this point, you should not be worried about your friends or comparing with anybody, right? No matter who is studying at whatever level, it doesn't matter. In the whole country, there's going to be lakhs of students who are going to sit in this exam, okay? So it doesn't matter what one friend of yours is doing, honestly. What you have to make sure is that what you are doing, what you have planned, that you are executing to the best possible level. Okay, so that also means that you will have to take care of your health, okay, your mental health as well as your physical health. So physical health, eat properly, take care of yourself, sleep nicely, like at least 6 to 8 hours you should sleep. Okay, now some people have the capacity to survive at 5-6 hours sleep also, it's up to you. But please don't feel bad if you're sleeping 8 hours. 8 hours is okay, it's good. Make the most of the rest of the day. Okay, sleep properly, drink water, have nice food, not a lot of caloric food, not heavy food, not fried food, not processed food. Okay, have your walking routines or some sort of workout that you do half an hour in a day. Maintain that. And next, mental health. Extremely important. Right now you are in such a beautiful mental state, you are constantly consuming new information, you are learning these new things, so your brain becomes very sharp. So at this point we have to any which ways avoid any negative information which can come from social media, which can come from your friends, from your relatives, from just seeing something entertainment also, but seeing some entertainment which is negative in nature. At this point you have to just maintain a positive background for your mind. You will not see or hear anything negative. Okay, that will help you maintain a good state of being. And you need to be talking, if you have to talk, then you have to talk to those people who motivate you, not those people who are just generally very worried kind of people. You know, even our parents, sometimes our parents can be just worried. You know, they want our best, but they're just worried people, they're just scared people. So when we go to them for therapy, they kind of impose their own insecurities on us. So we want to avoid those conversations also, because it will make us more insecure. We don't want that, right? So talk, if you have to, talk to your mentors, talk to a few friends who actually motivate you. Otherwise, don't talk to anybody, just listen to some good positive videos, pray to God, and get back to study. Okay, be your own self motivator around this time. So take care of your mental and physical health. Next important thing now, because you are revising in the last 40 days, it can get a little boring. So you can mix up the subjects. So you can probably do 2 subjects at a time. Okay, maybe mix theory and practical. Okay, that you can do. Or I personally used to like studying one subject for 2 days and then one subject for the next 2 days. Make sure that whenever you are reaching that burnout point, you change the subject. What I mean by that is that even when at a stretch you're doing a subject, it is very natural and normal to feel burnt out from that subject. Okay, so pay attention to small signs, you know, like when you don't like that subject, or you feel it's burden to study that subject, or when you're trying to study but it is not going in your head, you're not able to understand the same question that earlier took you 10 minutes, now it's taking you 30 minutes. So that's the moment when kind of you're reaching a burnout point. So you have to change the subject. Simple, very simple. Don't push yourself, don't waste any more time, don't panic, don't say bad things to yourself. Just change the subject. You'll feel better. Okay, that other subject will feel more exciting, more engaging, and that's what we want. We want to make the most of the time that is available. So if you're bored of accounts, go to law. If you're bored of law, come back to accounts. Then that way you have to somehow divide the time. So I hope this video is helpful. It gives you some insight. And if you have any comments, please write them down in the comment section below. Would love to reply. And also join our Telegram channel, also attached in the pinned comment. And I would love to see you again very soon. All the best. Bye-bye.